The most played games genre on mobile is MMORPG and also RPG. These two genres seem so similar, which is these games focusing on the character progress and also characters development. In fact, right now, more games developer is really active on creating and making game with a new innovation, idea, and features on it. But on this video, we give you the highest graphic MMORPG, so make sure you prepare your best phone to play it. Remember to like this video and help us to get to 1000 likes. Thanks. Top 10 realistic MMORPG games for Android and iOS. High graphic MMORPG Android games and iOS. Into the Void. Into the Void. This is one of the best new RPG games on mobile that looks so interesting at all. It has an anime game style on character creation and also how the gameplay seems pretty unique though. We will play in a shooter base where every hero will hold their own different weapon of gun, but actually we can hit the enemy by melee combat when the enemy comes closer to us. If you love to play no autoplay RPG games, then this game will be the best action game that you need to try. In combat, we can do a special movement like a glider that will help us to avoid and lock the enemy from a higher distance. It will make our position become way safer rather than fighting on the ground. There are other heroes that will come with us. Feel free to switch the hero while in combat. By doing it, we can adjust the hero's weapon shooting style based on the enemy's movement pattern. Into the Void is on development right now, but I think this RPG has optimized perfectly since the previous beta. This is the best new RPG action anime game for mobile. Zenless Zone Zero. Zenless Zone Zero. One word to describe this game is superb. It has so many reasons behind it. The graphic is the main reason why it looks so breathtaking. Even I got hooked easily on my first impression. No wonder games become the most anticipated action RPG games for mobile. Seriously, miHoYo has the game's developer always creates an innovation with a huge totality. They never disappoint us with their main game. For example, Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rails, and also Honkai Impact 3. This game has a lot of features in action. We can do a combination of chain attack, dodge to slow down the gameplay, and unleash the ultimate skill. So the main key is we must try to dodge every single heavy damage by tapping the dodge button in a few seconds. The other characters are available to switch anytime. It's not about hack and slash only because we can explore the world in a viewer area. When I look around it surprised me because every single NPC that has their own design just like the actual life. So we will never see any NPC with the same attributes. This game is just a new RPG, but the developer are giving us so many free summons tickets to do a free gacha. Zenless Zone Zero is the best graphic games action RPG games for mobile. Raven 2. Raven 2. If you really want to anticipate a AAA MMORPG, then I would suggest you this game. It has a pure and open world game where we can explore the world without using any portal. As I know, the world is way too big for a mobile game, but the game successfully rendering the graphics so quick that makes the game's experience become interesting. Every action can be done by an auto features that we can use since we start the game. As I remember, the last sequel is an action RPG game, but now the developer are making the right decision to upgrade the game's genre to become an MMORPG. The first impression you will see is about the medieval era. The game will bring it back into the era of classical MMO, where every villager looks perfectly matched with the ambience. The combat mechanism of Raven 2 is really great with full attention to details we get. Every time the character hits the enemy or the enemy hit our character, then the ragdoll physics work amazingly. It will make a realistic action. I don't know exactly if you will play an auto or prefer the no autoplay MMO. Please write in the comments below. Overfilled NetEase. Overfilled NetEase. Get ready for a fun new MMORPG game base. This game is just finished the testing and I got so much attention by the game's impression. I guarantee you will get the same experience as I am. It's a very fun vibes that supported with the music background and how bright the area is. Even the game will give you a real time like a day and night. It's playable for cross platforms for on mobile and also on PC. The main story is that we will play in a simulation game where we live in a small place gameplays that make all of the heroes seem pretty cute. In fact, all of them are female characters, so we don't have any chance of picking the character classes. That's why when you reach the lobby, most of them have the same appearance as yours, but we can customize the skin or dress it to increase the status points as well. The gameplay lets the player play to unleash any skill frequently without consuming any energy. There are two actions like dash and jump to avoid an incoming attack. Try to test your luck by doing a gacha to obtain a new hero or card power collections. Overfield is the best new MMORPG game for Android and iOS. Ragnarok Rebirth. Ragnarok Rebirth. I don't know exactly how many Ragnarok games will launch on mobile. It has so many versions that seems the developer keep milking the fanatic fans by creating the new Ragnarok games. In fact, they keep releasing the new server in a massive number within short period of time. It's quite stressing while we just started the game, but another new server released continuously. There is one unique system that allows the player to rotate the game perspective between portrait and also landscape. But I have some issues on changing this orientation view while playing on Android. In fact, I should to download another apps to help me rotating the point of view gameplay by using orientation control. Overall, the gameplay is absolutely similar, nothing different at all. The game will run automatically in quest, pathfinding, battle and also skill action. The graphic is okay if we compare with the other Ragnarok games that has been released on mobile. Anyway, are you agree this kind of game keep releasing his new title? RGH War. RGH War. I remember playing this game on PC, and surprisingly the developer decided to launch the new RGH title on mobile. I don't expect too much anyway because it doesn't have any new features. It just seems so generic with the other MMO. The gameplay full of auto and how the vibe seems quite too dark. I prefer to play the game with a greeny ambience. The graphic is just amazing. It can reach more than 60 FPS with an ultra graphic visual. No wonder the game size is 10 GB in total. The gameplay of RGH War is we can select many kinds of different races with a variety of job selections like warrior, hunter, mage, assassin. It's quite weird when we don't have any character selections at all. Most of the mission is collecting some material that we can find by killing the monster. The number of the monster is really massive, which it helps the player to grinding the item and EXP much easier. Surprisingly, this game is not so busy. As you can see on this video, how many are active playing it. RGH War is the best MMORPG for mobile with a high graphic design. Titanite. Titanite, get ready for new adventures that look so gorgeous with a great combination of survival and MMORPG genres in a futuristic design. The game will be set in a modern and sci-fi world where we fight against a robotic monster that was created by humans. As I mentioned before, we need to survive from the world by focusing on the human indicator life, like making sure the hero will get enough food, drink, and everything has been prepared freely around us, so we will find the items easier to build up the indicator life. The game has a great combat mechanism that we need to play manually. The combat seems pretty intense and so dynamic. We can do some movement to avoid the heavy damage by tapping the dash button. The main weapon, we are using a gun. There are two weapons we can switch between for a primary and also for the secondary weapon. So we must keep your distance from the enemy to allow us to target them easier. Titanite is a new cross-platform MMORPG games for Android, iOS and also PC. No wonder we should have a lot of free space to run the game. This is the best new MMORPG high graphic games for Android and iOS. Tarisland. Tarisland. I guarantee this game still become the most played MMORPG on mobile now and forever. Finally, we have a new MMO with a high graphic visual and not come in anime style, which this game successfully dominate the whole MMORPG genre. I think most of players has quite tired seeing anime art style anymore. That's why when this game released globally, I can see a fresh experience on it. The gameplay is no autoplay MMORPG with a classical vibes that lets the player play the game into a medieval era or in a stone age. The village still using a dinosaur's bones as the ornaments and how they build their homes. It reminds me of World of Warcraft mobile game. The combat mechanism hooked me a lot. It has engaging combat. We can move our main hero while attacking the monster. It's a good way to prepare for the next heavy damage hero, because the boss will launch a huge range of skill that we can avoid. The game has an immersive world with a huge and wide area. Even the weather can be changed from raining into clear. Ride your mount to explore the world of Tarisland. Surely this video will give you a proof about how many players are active playing this game right now. Tarisland is the most played MMORPG games for Android, iOS and also PC. No pay to win MMORPG for mobile. Crisis X. Crisis X, Your Last Survival. This is one of the best story-based game RPG on mobile. The game has a wide open world and realistic atmosphere. The game will ask the player to play side by side within the other players as a massively multi-online role-playing game. But before you get into the level, you should pass through so many prologue that's full of special animation cutscenes. In-game, our main enemy is a zombie. Even they all are undead creatures, but their movement seems like a human with a fast movement, high intelligence, and has a great attention of our presence. So we will need to craft our best equipment, especially weapon, to make a various fighting style in a long range like a bow, or making a close combat weapon like a sword knife, wooden club or dagger. Crisis X Your Last Survival is no autoplay MMORPG games. It will help the players to make a careful actions, improve the awareness. One more thing is it has a special phone spec to run this game, because it will require a high specification at all. Ardal Chronicles. Ardal Chronicles 3 Power. The game set in a medieval era that has a journey by 3 warriors. They have a different weapon of archer, sword, and axe. They all will help us on fighting against the enemy if we following the main mission. But when we try to grinding the character's level, then we should fight by ourselves. The game has a great combat mechanism. We even can attack the enemy with a basic attack while moving the hero. But the UI skill is quite annoying because the skill icon will appear in the middle of the combat, which make our sight become unclear. The developer should remove it and make the players has a better way visual with clearer icon in combat. Honestly, the game drains so much battery. Even the graphics seems not pretty sharp or details, especially on the plant vegetation. Looks so blur. But as a new MMORPG, I will admit this game has a great potential too when it gets enough optimization. Just to let you know, the game's developer behind it is Netmarble. Hopefully they will make no pay to win MMORPG. Silk Road Origin. Bonus, Silk Road Origin Mobile. Wow, this game successfully making the veteran players coming back to play Silk Road online. Look at how the developers making everything look so similar, the castle, building, ornament, skill system, status point, but the most important thing is the game has optimized better in graphic setting. We can see the difference between the PC and also on mobile versions, which I prefer to play the game on mobile. The game will need a lot of effort to leveling up. Every single enemy will give a little of EXP point, so we need to always making a party to grinding and make a progress even faster. The game will work perfectly on any device's level as long as you adjusting the games based on your phone specification. The combat mechanism looks so simple, but I love the real-time PvP features. I really hope the developer will add the other races and making the game free to do a player kill in the open world. Silk Road Origin Mobile is the best MMORPG right now on the mobile. Hey everyone, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you all can help this channel growing by tapping the like button. See you on the next video. Thanks.